Movie phone. Why don't you just say
Welcome
the name of the movie you want to see?
Okay, we're here, William.
Oh my God!
Look into your beautiful camera. We're side by side.
First time ever.
Here you are. What a
First
handsome
time.
bastard!
No,
I can't say that.
No thanks.
Look at my hair; it's all messed up. So guess where we are? We are in beautiful
Mount Pleasant, Wisconsin.
Mount Pleasant, Wisconsin.
We're the edge of the world.
The edge of farmland. At our wonderful friend and mentor and drinking partner.
Partner in crime.
Alan. Yeah, we're on a vacation, which is why we're here. Well, let's go back to you. There you go. So I'm on vacation, Will. Do you know that?
Yes.
Yeah. For, well, it seems like 6 months. It's actually only 3 weeks, but oh my God, am I tired. I need a vacation from my vacation. So we're doing this the first time we've ever done a remote.
Not remote, but live.
Well, it's not really live. Live would be if we were streaming, right?
No, I mean, in person, I guess. What we're trying to say.
In
First
person.
time in person. We've only recorded remotely or through the internet.
Exactly.
Through Zoom.
Yes.
Or Skype or whatever.
So this is Studio Shrinkage number 46.
Oh, wow.
46. Got them. 46.
Carry the 1, a 6.
Yeah. And we have no plans. Other than that, we are following the new premise, the new idea of a little bit shorter podcasts when we're just babbling.
Yes.
We've already shot 4 lesson kind of things, and we're going to get them editing sometime if I ever get back from my vacation. And I thought we would just cover over some stuff that I basically lied about last week or 2 weeks ago. And that let's start at the beginning. And that is, do you remember the Pixelfilm thing?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you about that. Do you remember I said I wish that there was some way of us installing these ridiculous, goofy Pixelfilm installations
instead of
from
one
source.
time. Yeah.
Well, there is, and there's always been.
Why didn't you tell me about this
Because
sooner?
I was gonna save you that until now, so that I could. So basically, I could just piss you off. That's really what I'm doing. And what it's called is Single Installer Manager. No, I'm wrong. It's called PFS Installer. Pixel Film Studio Installer.
Has that always been there? Because I swear.
Always.
No.
It's always.
Get out of here.
It's always been there.
You know how long it took us to do that?
I'm aware of the situation. So let me see. Let me show you it. Actually, I can show it to you. Here's the hope. Okay, and that is Pixel Film App Manager. So here's what it looks like. You can't see it over there, but I can show it to you. It's basically.
I'm installing it right now.
Yeah. So what it does is looks at you. There's featured, so it's kind of an advertisement thing on top, and at the bottom it says My Products, and it goes through all the products, including, by the way, what needs to be updated. I know.
It's easier than.
Yeah. So it tells me I have 3 updates. It's very similar actually to like the Native Instruments stuff. Okay. So I have 3 here that have to be updated. Pro Drost. Don't even remember what that is. Oh, you know what the problem with this? As you can see my login, so I'm going to have to cut that out. Okay, but anyway, and then there's a bulk installer, and it'll install everything at once. And then there's an uninstaller, and the sale of the days and all that kind of stuff. So that's how it worked. It does work. It's really cool. And in fact, what we'll do is we'll do an update right now, just so I can update. But here's the problem with it. It's kind of kludgy in that it downloads the file. Oh, this could take 10 years from the internet speeds we got going right now. But anyway. Oh no, it came down pretty quick. And then hit install, but you still have to install them individually. However, it's a lot less painful than going individual, downloading a million files. It does put them in the same place. If you go to downloads folder, you can see the installs. Okay. And then it says installed. So I have glass has got to be updated. So for those of us who don't remember, Pixelfilms is a video effects company, and they make bajillion effects, and they're pretty cool.
Pretty good quality ones, I have to say.
And really, really reasonable. And every hour they have a sale.
Not that bad.
No, but
every
it's
other day,
unbelievable.
like twice a week.
It's incredible. It's incredible. So they have sales a lot. So it's worth going to their site, Pixel Film Studios, and you can take a look for video effects, and they're pretty neat. So that's the first thing I learned that I was wrong about. Okay? Now, there are some little complaints here. What do I have here? I've got... and I had an issue installing using the app. It didn't seem to be able to download large media files.
Really?
Yeah. And what I think I've since learned is that the large media files don't always get installed because they're not really part of the effects. They're just used by the effects. It's very similar, I think, to what it would be to do a Native Instruments thing with with all their plugin source files, which you have to keep on some drive somewhere. I have not used one since because I've been too busy traveling, but I would like to test with that theory, but that is a theory. So it doesn't actually download it necessarily, and if it does, it doesn't necessarily, there's no way to install it. And I found it to be a little irritating. I have to tell you, I talked to the people at Pixel Films. Let me go back to us. I talked to the people at Pixel Films, and they are really, really nice. They're really helpful. I talked to them about my issues with the downloads and blah, blah, blah. Of course, by then I had figured out that there was an installer, so that made it a little easier. Dummy. And I told them about the oh, this is my big problem with it, though. Because I tried so many times to install these things, all my counts were gone.
No, you only get
well, not all, but yeah, you get five installs or something like that. And this thing uses the installs; it counts them. Whereas before, I never had to count them. So what I'm saying is, when I went to download a plugin that I owned, it makes a count of it. But the web platform never did. But this thing does. So when I tried to install and had all these problems, my counts all went away. So I called them and I said, "Listen, your web stuff is screwed up. It's not installing right." And they said it's sometimes possible. That certain browsers sometimes have issues with certain things, and that sometimes it doesn't. They reset every plugin I had to full, nice. Which was really, really nice. So I must say, they say if you have problems with this installer, stop using it, go to the website, and just use your normal webs. Since then, it's been working fine. So be a little careful. It might also, frankly, have something to do with the new OS. I don't know. But one way or the other, it's working. And I'm kind of happy about it because it saves me a lot of time. The second thing, let's go back to my issues. I had a wonderful Mac Pro error-prone week.
Which one, the big one or the small one?
Yes.
Both.
Yeah, but mostly the big one. This is what happened. If you remember, I tried to build a server out of the second Mac Pro. And so when I did that, I shifted a bunch of stuff over, but somehow when my big Mac Pro booted, it didn't. And I could not figure out what the heck was going on. So I'm going to tell you, I took every cable, every dongle, every hard drive, every plug out of the Mac Pro. It had nothing, and suddenly it worked. And I was like, I've had this experience before.
Okay.
So
pinpoint it?
What?
Figure it out?
Oh, yeah. Well,
the suspense is killing me.
Yeah, the suspenders. So guess what I found it was?
What?
The triple play dongle.
Oh, the Fishman.
And the Fishman. And I think I know why. I think it's because it's looking for the pickup to be on. So it was booting and searching for the device, but it was only finding the USB plug, not the pickup, because it was off, of course. And it killed the Mac. It would not start. It took me forever, because I have 700 things plugged into the stupid Mac. It's ridiculous. So after a lot of work,
So you thought it was dead.
I thought it was dead.
Wow,
Because it
that-
booted and stopped and just did. And I was online and I tried every flaming thing I knew, and I thought it was monitors and hard drives, and
That's crazy.
I was so frustrated. So it was a triple play. So the moral of the story, I guess, is if you're using a triple play,
Don't leave it plugged
don't
in.
leave it plugged in.
Only when you need it.
Only when you need it.
use it.
Yeah. Okay, and I have another one. Then I noticed that it was crawling.
Slow.
Slow.
It's not
Which I had not had a
normal.
problem
Yeah,
with.
it shouldn't be a problem.
I have not had a problem with it.
It's a pretty robust machine.
So I have. I'm not a person that uses virus checkers typically on a Mac, but I forgot this. See, this is a problem when you do something, do too much stuff. You do something and then
You forget that you did it.
you don't even remember what the heck you did. Well, apparently I installed Bitdefender, which is the #1 ranked, and I mean I spent a lot of time researching because I always do. Virus checker. I installed it. It killed the Mac. The processes were going. I loaded the.
It was not uncommon in Windows.
Yeah, but this was nuts.
Not in Mac.
This was nuts. So I tried to delete it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's no flaming way to take that out. And guess what I found it was?
What?
The installer had never stopped running. I took the whole thing out. I removed every possible. I used tools and everything. I went everywhere. I went on their website. How do you delete it? How do you do this? How do you get this out? What about extensions? What about all that kind of crap?
Sounds like it was more harder to delete than a
was,
virus.
Yeah, but
I mean, seriously, they made it just as difficult as a virus to remove.
It was awful. And what it really was, it wasn't the virus checker itself. It was a virus checker installation tool, which is still running. And the reason I found it out is I started looking at processes running. And so the processes finally said, I said, there is no Bitdefender anymore. Why is it here? Why is Bitdefender here when there's no Bitdefender? And it was not that at all. It was the installer. So I finally figured that one out.
That's crazy.
And then I tried to remove the drive, and I couldn't. I couldn't eject it. I couldn't force eject
You
it.
couldn't force it either? Wow.
So I wanted to kill myself by the time it was 2 weeks. And here's the other thing. It was a week before I had to travel.
Oh.
And I'm like, I got to get this stuff done because... Anyway. So that is my stories. I already took up 20 minutes. No, actually not that much. But I'm just saying, it's an incredibly irritating thing to do.
Yeah.
Do you have anything interesting to say?
Yes.
Okay.
This past week was Gearfest. Unfortunately,
I know.
they couldn't do it live, so they did it virtually.
Yep.
Fortunately, I didn't watch a lot of it yet, but it looked better than last year. Last year was a rush because it was all new to everybody. The whole online thing was just getting going.
Yeah.
Me and my son and I went the year before, 2019, and we had a blast. We got to meet, well, not meet, but we saw Steve Vai. We got to see Paul Reed Smith.
Yeah.
A bunch of cool stuff and gear, and it's just like a little. If you're into music, gear is Gearfest even remotely interesting to you. But if you do like or are like us and do like gear, it's a nice thing to go to because you get to meet the vendors.
Yeah.
And I still knew a lot of reps and vendors from my time in the music instrument business. And I got to see a couple of them. I hadn't seen them in years.
Yeah.
And then my son was a gearhead for about a year. He doesn't seem to care about guitar anymore. But
What happened?
He had bought a bunch of pedals. He bought his own guitar. And he's not as interested. But he's going to high school and he's going to Lane and they have a nice music program. And he's going to study guitar for as a class. So hopefully he'll get back into it.
Cool.
But I was hoping this year would be a live version, but it wasn't, or in person.
It wasn't, but this is what I heard. I just got something from them, and they said you can go and replay it in a shortened version. I just got it on an email or something because I've been keeping up with it. In fact, I had it on my calendar. Don't forget to cover Gearfest. But the problem is, it was 2 days ago and yesterday, and there was no way because I was just
busy
traveling.
week for you and me as well.
Yeah.
My son just graduated this week, so it slipped my mind. I did not get to watch it, but I definitely will go back and check out some of the stuff. I don't want to bore people with it, but Paul Reed Smith was there again.
Okay.
Steve Vai did an appearance. DJ Jazzy Jeff talked about his career. Lisa Loeb, Steve Vai already said. A bunch of really good artists and recording engineers and stuff. So it's worth a check. It's worth checking out.
Did you get the $50,000 gear giveaway?
I did not.
Did you win that?
No, I did not.
Oh, okay.
I wish I did.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go and look at that. I'm gonna go and look at the replay because I think it's pared down and it kind of misses all the. It's been edited. I believe.
That's cool.
I think it's a really great idea.
Get a gist of it without watching all 18 hours of it. But they're not a sponsor, but we talk about Sweetwater a lot because they're one of the places we get some of our gear for all this stuff.
Yeah, it's also, frankly, one of the pieces that one of the few people are left.
And then we have some friends at Sweetwater, so I have a few more friends from my old job there. So that's why I use them. But that leads me to a story I think I told you over lunch yesterday, but I thought I'd share it with everybody.
Go ahead.
So they send me emails because I just signed up for their card. They're like, oh, here's a sale, here's a sale, here's a sale. You don't always get me with the sales. I know, I have some self-control, but Sweetwater sent me a thing said 97% off.
Oh, I saw that too.
So there was 97% off the...
but what was it? Yeah, what was it?
It was the isotope bundle, the elements bundle. So it's not the full thing, but it was like smaller versions of ozone, a full version of iris, a couple... And I have some of these products, but I haven't updated them in a while. And I said, well, let me look at the cost differential. If I upgrade, it's $150 here, $150 there, $100. And it ended up being like $500. But for $49, I get the full version of these 3 plugins, and then the Elements version of Ozone. It's like it's worth it because I'm on 5. I want to get into 9 because it's not even compatible with my Mac.
And up to speed.
So I bought it, and I'm fine. It works good, and you get a little bit of all the element stuff. You get a little bit of a taste of what the plugin can do, and then a week later they send me another email. They're like, hey, since you own the Elements stuff, we have an upgrade path for $99.
Yeah, that's cool.
You can get a full version of this, or that. You have a choice. It's only one thing, not everything. But I chose Ozone. So for $99, they gave me Ozone 9 Advanced.
That's what I got. Yeah.
The full version by itself is $499.
Yeah, I know.
And then the upgrade from that is $150.
Yeah. So uber big price.
So for the total price of the upgrade, I ended up getting a bunch of other stuff, which I probably shouldn't have spent money on, but it was not that much money, so it was worth it. But
I got to tell you, ever since I did this, by the way, if you remember, it wasn't that long ago that I actually went to. I haven't used Ozone for 10 years. I mean, I had 4 or 5 or something. Yeah, and I updated them because they made me, frankly, they made me a deal I couldn't,
pass up. Yeah.
Anyway, so I have to tell you this. I use it in every mix.
Yeah, I love it.
Every mix. I'm beginning to use it and several of the Ozone products actually, and I'm also using a Sound Toy stuff for things like reverbs and echoes. And I'm not going to name anybody bad, but I'm going to say that I'm not. It's forcing me to drop the use of some of my old standbys that I used all of the time.
Wow.
And I'm not going to mention them because I still like them.
Yeah.
The problem is that I like these better. You know what I think the Ozone stuff is so amazing to me? It's the automation. They're automated preset stuff that will the analysis it can do.
Yeah, I didn't even use that till you pointed out to me.
Yeah, the analysis is outrageous. I mean, I can't. I'm doing an album right now, and I cannot wait to get to the mastering phase. But we're so far away from it. It's itching. It's itching me to use these tools, and I can't use it because I'm not there yet. I haven't even done the mixes, and I haven't finished recording everything, so I can't do it. But I will say I cannot wait for the masterings because I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be at least set up the basic precedents for only making me do like little tweaks. I think that it's going to reduce the amount of work I have to do.
Absolutely.
with the automation. I think it's really cool. It's an absolutely fabulous tool. I mean, all of them are, by the way. All their stuff's great.
Yeah.
So, cool. Any other news we got?
No. Well, yeah, but it's just gear news. I don't want to keep going over gear news, but SSL just released another channel strip from their 6 series.
Oh, really?
In the 500 series stuff. 6
really?
series is that big mixer they have, analog mixer.
What is it? See, you should have told me that.
But what's blowing my mind is how affordable this channel strip is.
What's it called?
This solid state logic 6 channel. It's not a 6 channel.
Oh,
it's
I know.
The 6 channel 500 series channel strip. It's $399 for a super analog mic pre with.
Yeah, when you look this up, it doesn't come up that way. It comes up with the 6 channel mixer. Well, is there a model number that?
6 channel. On their website.
You know what? I'm going to put in 500 series because I bet you that's what it is, right?
Yeah. I can send you a link.
Here, I got it now.
Okay. So
yeah, that's it. Oh my God!
It's only $399. So of course you'd have to have a 500 channel.
Let me
box a 500 series box.
Yeah, but
which you already have. But my friend Henry and I where he was trying to get into some analog stuff, and he found a 3-channel box for I think it was like say $150. I forgot who made it, but it was just perfect for someone like me that really only uses one channel at a time, either guitar or mic. I think it'd be perfect, but it gets you that solid state logic, the SSL.
Well, I've got the 2,
the first ones they did.
The bigger ones. But I got to tell you that this is a very different board, and may sound completely different as a mic pre.
Yeah.
See, now why did you show me this?
Phantom power, guitar input. It's part of a whole series of stuff. I think we talked about this when they first brought out the ultraviolet stuff. We talked about this a few months ago, but now, I mean, $399.
You know what I would love to test it to see.
Side by side to see what it sounds like versus the other stuff.
Yeah, because I could swap I have 2 of the other ones, and I could pull the board. This is a beautiful thing about 500 series I/O.
Yeah.
You'd pull the board and then basically do a side by side analysis of the 2 channels.
I just love the look of it. It looks just
well, actually, to be honest with you, it looks a lot like the other ones.
Yeah.
It looks like the ones I have, except it's different, but it's close. Okay, well, that's pretty irritating of you to show me. Thanks a lot for that. I appreciate it. That's really great.
But it's got a compressor and a little bit of EQ on it. It's like, come on. It's got everything you need for $400. So that's all.
Yeah, but I wonder why. The other ones were $599.
Which is still not bad, but then you got.
Maybe I'm wrong.
I think they were a little more than that. I think they're like $800.
Oh, they were that bad?
Yeah, I think you might have gotten them for a good deal.
Oh, okay.
Paid a better price because you knew somebody, but I'm just saying. But no, this is quite affordable already, and if you know somebody gets you a few bucks off, that's
for sure
even better. So,
well, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Okay, so are we done with this? I think we're done, right? Do we have any more news? Okay,
good.
So I think this is cool. First of all, we're very excited about this because we proved out that if we take over a friend's dining room table,
and it has to be a pretty big one. It can't be a little 4-person table. It's got to be a 6.
No, it has to be a 6-person table.
Yeah.
It's too bad we have to pull one of these cameras and show everybody. But anyway, that might be funny actually. You keep talking. I'm going to do that. Oh no, I can't. I'm taking the wrong camera. Well, it doesn't matter. Oh no, Mike, pull it out. There's a switch here.
Oh.
You want to do this?
No.
I'll do yours.
I got it.
I'll do yours.
I got it.
It's okay. It's easier.
Okay, I don't got it.
I got it. Okay, so here's what we did here.
Watch the chandelier, the fancy chandelier.
I see it. So this is, we're using a Zoom P8 for audio switching, and then we're using an Apollo. Actually, this is pretty interesting. We probably should show this because this is a dual SSD. They don't even make this anymore, frankly, but I love it. It's a switch, a video switch, so I can we'll do some switching here. So here's the feed, and that's my camera, which you're seeing. I had this recorded twice, okay. And then this is, really this monitor is an extension for this so that I can see what I'm doing. This is my normal Mac Pro, and he's got basically a similar setup over there. Mm-hmm. And then that's the camera that actually normally faces me. This is our setup for remote, and it takes a little while to set up, but it really isn't that bad.
It was pretty flawless.
And given, yeah.
Knock on wood, but it was pretty easy to set up. It was just, you know, untangling some cables and running some wires.
Yeah.
But it was fairly straightforward, and it just worked.
Yeah.
Obviously, it took a lot of preparation and design work up front. Many nights of us Skyping, trying to figure it out over a few drinks, but it all came to fruition.
It came to fruition.
It came to fruition. It worked, and it works really well for this kind of thing. And we could probably have a couple other people.
Oh, we could have 6 people if we wanted. If we had enough cameras, we could do it.
Sure, you got enough mics.
Well, actually, that's not true. We really have, in all fairness, we really have either an additional screen. We either have an additional screen that's captured or a third camera.
Sure.
But mics work.
But if you did wide angles,
you could do wide angle on the two,
and less switching on the cameras, we still have enough room for 6 mics total, 7 mics.
Yeah, and also a call
6 mics and a caller. Oh no, but you lose that channel, right? Or is that a separate channel?
No, now it's just a Bluetooth connection. That's all. So I plug my phone in, and it would work. By the way, that's another interesting thing. You could actually send Skype over, or any kind of a networking thing on the second screen, capture that,
and still do a remote caller from the iPhone.
Yeah, so you really could do 2 people live, or 3 people live, plus a screen, or you could do 2 people live, a remote Skype in.
Let's take some callers. Caller 1, you're live. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you can do that. And multiple.
You're on with Marty and Will.
So it's out of control, as usual, as everything that my brain figures out. So I think that's it. Well, we're going to say goodbye now.
Okay.
Until next time. I'm not sure when that's going to be. I hope when I go back, I've got the craziest job. I have a crazy job coming up as soon as the day I come back, the 5th.
It's crazier than the funeral home thing.
The dead people?
Yeah, the dead people. It can't be much crazier than that.
It's crazy. A 90-year-old guy who, I don't think I can talk about it. He's a 90-year-old guy that's doing some seminars. That's safe. Sure. And so I have to shoot 4 seminars, and then he wants a documentary about the whole thing that he's talking about, which I don't. He sent me his books that he'd written through the years. Yeah. I mean, he's this incredibly scary, smart guy. Yeah. But he wants us out in the world before he's gone, I guess. And so he said, you know, I think you're the kind of person that's the right kind of person to do the documentary for us. But he doesn't know anything about it. He doesn't know anything about whether I can. So he sent me his book, and he goes, so, you know, read it. And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, that's what I'm going to do over vacation. I'm going to read your book. That is like 1 billion pages of philosophical insanity, and it ain't going to happen.
How big is this book? It can't be that big.
It's a PDF, but plus there's 1 billion other support documents. It's it's really sophisticated. Okay. Maybe he thinks I'm 90. Anyway, so that's what we're going to do.
That sounds like fun.
When I get back, and then. So it'll be a little while before we edit this, but we're going to edit it and we're going to get it out there, and then we have to start talking about editing our little lessons that we're doing, and we've got 4 of those that are going to come out. So until next time, Will.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.